Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our presentation on the evaluation of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics strand at St. Thomas Becket Academy of TRECE Martires City in Cavite. My name is Ailyn L. Cortez, and my co-researchers are Ludivine O. Almosa, Sherwin C. Maraan, and Geraldine P. Pancho. I am excited to share the findings of this research conducted in 2022, which aims to inform a proposed curricular intervention strategy. STEM education is critical in preparing our students for the challenges and opportunities of the future. It equips them with essential skills in problem solving, critical thinking, and innovation. As educators, it is our responsibility to continuously assess and enhance our curriculum to ensure that it meets the need of our students. Today, I will walk you through the rationale behind this study, the research questions we sought to answer, our methodology, and the key findings. Finally, I will present the recommendations that aim to strengthen our STEM program and better prepare our students for success. Let's begin with the rationale for this study. STEM strand in the midst of embracing new challenges as there is a rapid increase in students' population enrolled under this strand. Furthermore, curricula, climate, school climate, and teachers are critical components of the STEM strand that need improvement. This study is aimed to create a proposed curricular strategy that may be used by STBA administration and the Department of Education in the ongoing development of the STEM strand. Given the critical importance of STEM education in preparing students for future challenges and opportunities, it is essential to ensure that our curriculum is both effective and responsive to the needs of our students. The evaluation aims to identify strengths and areas for improvement, ultimately guiding the development of a proposed curricular interventions strategy. The statement of the problem and the research question. So, this study evaluated the STEM strand of St. Thomas Becket Academy of Trece Martires City, Cavite. The output of this study is the proposed curricular intervention strategy. Specifically, this research answered the following questions. What is the rating of the STEM strand with the following curricular components as rated by the school administrators, faculty and staff, and learners on professional culture, school climate, and curricular approaches? Are there significant differences in the ratings as provided by administrators, faculty, staff, and learners? What are the suggestions for improvement were provided by the administrators, faculty, staff, and learners? What curricular interventions strategy could be proposed based on this study? As part of the research, we also formulated a hypothesis to guide our investigation into the STEM strand of St. Thomas Becket Academy. Our hypothesis is as follows. The null hypothesis, there is no significant difference between the ratings of curricular components as rated by school administrators, faculty, staff, and learners. And the alternative hypothesis is that there is a significant difference between the ratings of curricular components as rated by the school administrators, faculty, staff, and learners. For our methodology, so in this study, the total population sampling was considered to ensure comprehensive representation of all relevant stakeholders. This approach included school administrators, faculty, staff, and learners from the STEM strand at St. Thomas Becket Academy. For the research instrument, this study adopted the questionnaire on National Survey of STEM High Schools Curricular and Instructional Strategies developed by Farman et al. In 2015. The evaluation of STEM strand of STBA is composed of three curricular components, such as professional culture, school climate, and curricular approaches. For the validation, the content validation of the said instrument was conducted by three faculty members of the College of Science of the University of Makati, JP Rizal Extension, West Rembo, Taguig City, and phase validation was conducted among five administrators, 10 faculty members, five staff, and five grade 11 and five grade 12 STEM learners of the same university. For the data gathering procedure, so upon the approval of the Memorandum of Agreement on School Internship between St. Thomas Becket Academy and De La Salle University Das Marinas, the researchers gathered secondary information from books, journals, articles, and other published materials. Subsequently, the author submitted a letter requesting permission to use the adopted questionnaire on the National Survey of STEM Schools Curricular and Instructional Strategies, formulated by Ms. Jennifer Farman. Once approval was obtained, a consent letter and the study's objectives were provided to the respondents. Data gathering was conducted through Google Forms, ensuring ease of access and convenience for all participants. Additionally, 10 STEM learners were selected for interviews to gather more in-depth qualitative insights. For the statistical treatment of the data, so to analyze the data collected in this study, the following statistical treatments were applied. Number one is the overall scores. The overall scores for each of the STEM strand curricula components, which are professional culture, school climate, and curricular approaches, were obtained by summing up the individual items for each scale. This provided a comprehensive measure of each component's effectiveness. We also utilize the descriptive analysis, which is the descriptive statistics such as the mean were calculated for the responses from the different groups of respondents. These help to summarize and describe the central tendencies within the data. We also utilize the t-test. This was computed to determine if there were significant differences in the ratings of the curricular components between two groups of respondents. This statistical test helped to identify whether the perceptions of administrators, faculty, staff, and learners differed significantly. For significance testing, the results were tested for significance at the zero point zero 0.05 level. This means that any observed differences were considered statistically significant if the probability of them occurring by chance was less than 5%. And the software used, the data analysis was performed using the statistical package for social science or the SPSS. These software provided robust tools for conducting the necessary statistical tests and ensuring the accuracy of the results. So, by applying these statistical treatments, we were able to rigorously analyze the data and draw meaningful conclusions about the effectiveness of the STEM strand curricular components at St. Thomas Becket Academy. Next, for the summary of results, based on the data collected and analyzed, here are the overall results for each of the STEM strand curricula components. For professional culture, the rating is that overall the respondents rated professional culture at 3.12, which is described as implemented. This indicates that the professional culture within the STEM strand at St. Thomas Becket Academy is recognized and practiced effectively. For the school climate, the respondents rated it at 3.21, also described as implemented. These findings aligns with the study of Lombardi et al. In 2019, which highlights a strong relationship between a positive school environment and schools' well-being. This suggests that the school climate of St. Thomas Becket Academy fosters a supportive and conducive learning atmosphere for the students. For curricular approaches, the respondents rated this component at 3.12, described as implemented. This result is consistent with the study of Lee et al. In 2020, which emphasizes the increasing importance of STEM education and the growing relevance of STEM educational journals. This suggests that the curricular approaches of St. Thomas Becket Academy are effectively supporting the STEM education. Overall, these ratings indicate that the STEM strand at St. Thomas Becket Academy is successfully implementing the key components of professional culture, school climate, and curricular approaches. However, continuous improvement and targeted interventions can further enhance these areas to ensure sustained success and effectiveness in STEM education. Also, um, as to the question whether there is a significant difference in the ratings as provided by the administrators, faculty, staff, and learners, the result is as follows. For professional culture, the comparison of the two groups of respondents on the STEM curricula components, the significance of 0.1848 in terms of professional culture shows no significant difference between two groups of respondents. Therefore, the null hypothesis of no significant difference is accepted. As to school climate, the significance of 0.005184 in terms of the school climate shows significant difference between two groups of the respondent. Therefore, the null hypothesis of no significant difference is rejected. As to curricular approaches, the significance of 0.291041 in terms of curriculum approaches indicates no significant difference between two groups of respondents. Therefore, the null hypothesis of no significant difference is accepted, and this supports the recommendations of Wahono et al. In 2020 that STEM education should be taught on the combination of learning approach, learning orientation, and duration of instruction. For conclusion, based on the results of the findings, professional culture and climate were rated implemented by the two groups of respondents, while curricular approaches were rated implemented by STB administration. However, STEM learners rated in low implemented. The overall rating of STEM curricula component is implemented. After the study, the recommendations for a proposed curricula intervention strategy are as follows. First is to create a challenging and advanced STEM units of study. Second is to provide explicit lessons to teach students to take notes effectively. And third is to modify pre existing challenging and advanced STEM units of study. Further, the proposed curricular intervention strategy, which addresses the low ratings on school climate, could be implemented early as possible and monitored regularly. They should be able to conduct on the following activities on school climate could be adopted by STB administration, namely attendance to contextualize training on STEM curricular review. Future researchers could conduct same evaluation on the STEM curriculum components to monitor its progress and development. Okay, so thank you for your time and attention today. I appreciate your interest and engagement in this research on the STEM strand at St. Thomas Becket Academy. Your support and feedback are invaluable as we work together to enhance our educational programs and better prepare our students for the future. If you have further questions or suggestions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you once again and have a wonderful day.